70,000 angels are interceding for you when you visit the sick. In Islam, visiting the sick, known as AL-ILM, is considered a noble act of worship and a powerful expression of compassion. It is not simply a social duty, but a spiritual opportunity that brings immense rewards from Allah, God. According to authentic narrations, the Prophet Muhammad taught that when a Muslim visits a sick brother or sister, they are surrounded by divine mercy and blessings. One of the most remarkable rewards mentioned is that 70,000 angels pray and intercede for that person. These angels ask Allah to forgive the visitor, grant them mercy, and write their name among the righteous. Their prayers continue throughout the day and night, so long as the visitor remains engaged in this noble deed. This shows that visiting the sick is not only comforting to the ill person but also spiritually uplifting for the visitor. It strengthens bonds of brotherhood, spreads mercy within the community, and reminds us of our shared human fragility. Key lessons. 1. Immense reward. A single visit to a sick person brings angelic intercession. 2. Compassion in action. It reflects mercy, kindness, and empathy in daily life. 3. Spiritual upliftment. The visitor benefits spiritually as much as the patient does emotionally. 4. A sunnah of the Prophet. Following this practice aligns us with the traditions of the Messenger of Allah. Sparkles reflection. Visiting the sick is a simple act, but in Allah's sight, it carries tremendous weight. Knowing that 70,000 angels are praying for you should inspire us to revive this sunnah and care for those who are ill. 70,000 angels are interceding for you when you visit the sick. The spiritual significance of visiting the sick. Visiting those who are sick is one of the most beautiful and rewarding acts of kindness in Islam. It is more than a courtesy, it is a sunnah tradition of the Prophet Muhammad and a reminder of our duty to show compassion, mercy, and solidarity with others. The Prophet said, "When the Muslim visits his sick brother, he is harvesting the fruits of paradise until he returns." Sahih Muslim, Hadith 2568. This means that every step taken toward visiting the sick is recorded as a reward from Allah. The reward of 70,000 angels. There are narrations that emphasize the extraordinary reward for visiting the sick. One narration states that when a believer visits a sick person in the morning, 70,000 angels pray for them until the evening, and if they visit in the evening, the angels continue praying until the morning. This intercession of angels includes seeking forgiveness for the visitor, invoking mercy upon them, praying for their good health, guidance, and well-being. Imagine, just one act of visiting the sick surrounds you with the prayers of thousands upon thousands of angels, a blessing far beyond what we can comprehend. The presence of Allah's mercy. Another narration mentions that when a person visits the sick, they are walking in the gardens of paradise and surrounded by the mercy of Allah. Some hadiths even say that Allah himself declares, "My servant visited his brother for my sake, and he will find me with him." This shows the closeness to Allah that one attains through the simple but powerful deed. The human and spiritual benefit. Visiting the sick benefits both the patient and the visitor. For the patient, it brings comfort, hope, and emotional strength. A sick person often feels isolated, and a kind visit reminds them they are not forgotten. For the visitor, it nurtures humility, reminding them of the fragility of life. It also inspires gratitude for their own health. This act strengthens community bonds and keeps mercy alive among believers. Key takeaways. 1. A sunnah with immense reward practiced by the Prophet and his companions. 2. Angelic intercession. 70,000 angels pray for the visitor. 3. Divine mercy. Allah's presence and mercy surround both patient and visitor. 4. Emotional healing, comfort for the sick, and spiritual growth for the visitor. 5. Path to paradise. Every step toward the sick is like walking in paradise. Reflection for today. In a world where many suffer in silence, visiting the sick is a reminder that kindness heals. Allah has attached enormous rewards to this act to encourage believers to embody compassion. By visiting the sick, we gain not only the prayers of angels but also a heart that is softer, more grateful, and more connected to Allah. 70,000 angels interceding for you when you visit the sick. Introduction. In Islam, no act of kindness goes unnoticed by Allah. Some deeds may seem small in the eyes of people, but in the sight of Allah, they carry unimaginable weight. One such deed is visiting the sick. The Prophet Muhammad elevated this act so highly that he tied it directly to paradise, mercy, and angelic prayers. When you go to see someone who is ill, not for worldly benefit but purely for the sake of Allah, you are not just comforting a human being. You are walking in the mercy of Allah, and thousands upon thousands of angels are asking Allah to bless you. Quran and the concept of mercy. The Quran repeatedly encourages believers to show compassion and support each other in times of weakness. Help one another in righteousness and piety, but do not help one another in sin and aggression. And fear Allah. Indeed, Allah is severe in penalty. Surah Al-Ma'idah 5:2. Visiting the sick is one of the purest forms of helping in righteousness. It is done without expecting material return, and it reminds us of our shared humanity. Hadith on visiting the sick. 1. Walking in paradise. The Prophet said, "When the Muslim visits his sick brother, he is harvesting the fruits of paradise until he returns." Sahih Muslim, Hadith 2568. This means that with every step you take to visit someone who is sick, Allah is planting for you the fruits of Jannah. Imagine walking into a hospital room but spiritually walking through the gardens of paradise at the same time. 2. The intercession of 70,000 angels. Another narration states, "If a man visits his Muslim brother, he is walking in the harvest of paradise until he sits down, and when he sits, mercy covers him. If he visits him in the morning, 70,000 angels pray for him until evening, and if he visits him in the evening, 70,000 angels pray for him until morning." Sunan Abu Dawud, Hadith 3098. Graded Hassan. This hadith tells us something extraordinary. The angels, who never disobey Allah, spend hours upon hours praying for the one who visits the sick. 70,000 angels are asking Allah to forgive you, bless you, and raise your rank in paradise. All because of this single act of kindness. 3. Allah's nearness to the sick. The Prophet said that on the Day of Judgment, Allah will say, "O son of Adam, I was sick and you did not visit me." The servant will reply, "O Lord, how could I visit you when you are the Lord of the worlds?" Allah will say, "Did you not know that my servant was sick and you did not visit him? Had you visited him, you would have found me with him." Sahih Muslim, Hadith 2569. This means that when you visit a sick person, you are visiting in the presence of Allah's mercy. It is as if Allah himself is near to the one who is ill, and you are drawing closer to him by being there. The spiritual wisdom behind visiting the sick. 1. A reminder of human frailty. When we see someone lying in bed, weak or in pain, it reminds us that health is a gift and life is fragile. This humbles us and prevents arrogance. 2. A source of hope for the sick. Sometimes, the greatest medicine is not a pill or injection, but a kind word, a smile, or a prayer from a visitor. 3. A bond of brotherhood and sisterhood. Islam is built on community. When you visit someone who is sick, you show them they are not alone. This strengthens ties and spreads mercy. 4. A path to Allah's forgiveness. Through the prayers of angels and the mercy of Allah, visiting the sick wipes away sins and elevates ranks. How to visit the sick in the Sunnah way. 1. Make dua, supplication. The Prophet taught a beautiful dua for the sick. Azalullah halama rabbalar shalami and yashfiyaka. I ask Almighty Allah, Lord of the great throne, to cure you. This dua can be repeated 7 times. 2. Offer words of comfort. The Prophet would say to the sick, La baz, tahur insha'Allah. No harm, it will be a purification if Allah wills. 3. Do not overstay. The Sunnah is to keep the visit light and not burden the sick person. 4. Bring hope, not fear. Remind the person of Allah's mercy, not their sins. Lessons for our daily life. In a time when people are busy, even a short visit or a phone call can be an act of worship. Hospitals and sick rooms may seem like places of sadness, but in reality, they are places where angels descend with mercy. Visiting the sick should be part of our spiritual routine, just like prayer, fasting, and charity. Conclusion: visiting the sick is not a small deed. It is a sunnah filled with light, mercy, and angelic prayers. By visiting someone ill, you are walking in paradise, covered in Allah's mercy, surrounded by 70,000 angels interceding for you, and drawing closer to Allah Himself. It is an act that transforms weakness into strength, loneliness into comfort, and human compassion into a pathway to Jannah. Sparkle's final reflection: when you hear that someone is sick, don't delay. Visit them even briefly. Smile, comfort them, and make dua. For in that moment, you are not just standing by their bedside. You are standing under the wings of 70,000 angels praying for you. Thank you for watching the full video. If you liked the video, don't forget to like it. Be sure to subscribe to the channel to get the next video. Thank you.